Hey everyone, this is Angie at Stampin' with Amore. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications each time I upload a new video. Today is card day. I am doing another fun fold, and it's a Z fold card. But this one's a little bit more detailed because we are creating our own background. And we are going to make this background paper like we're doing our own little DSP. But this one folds like this, and I am using the Sweet as a Peach bundle. It is one of my very favorite, but isn't this so pretty? The stamping is just so fun to just do your own little background, and so it folds up like this. I just did it this way. You can do it this way as well and then just change it around, but I wanted a larger part so I can fit all my peach on there, my little flowers. So this is a special birthday card, and then I just put another, these are the stitch rectangles that I'm using for this. So this is what we're making today. I hope you enjoy it. It's really fun, and it's really, really pretty. You can do this with almost any kind of stamp set, but this one, I love the Sweet as a Peach. So what we are using is, like I said, the Sweet as a Peach bundle. So I'm using the peach dies along with the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. So that's it right there. You've seen me use this. I did a box with this already. And then we are using the stitched rectangles. You know I love these, and I use them like crazy on 3D projects. I use them for cards. It's just, they're really great to have. We are using these sizes. So let me tell you the sizes on these. So this one's 3 1/8 by 4 1/2. So that's the whole size of it. And then this one is 2 3/4 by 4. So that's about what size. If you don't have these, you can just cut the pieces to fit if you don't have the stitched ones, but you know how I love the stitched. Then I got my other peach dies out here ready to go for when we stamp those. So we are going to do the background on this, and it does take a bit. So I'm probably going to show you the basic part of it, and then we are going to go ahead and I'll speed it up so you don't have to watch every single part of it. We're going to start off. I'm going to tell you all the colors I'm using for this one. So we are going to use Pacific Point, Balmy Blue, Pear Pizzazz, Calypso Coral, and Pale Papaya. These are for the peach itself. The Pear Pizzazz is for the leaves, and then the Balmy Blue we're using for the flowers, and then I'm using the Pacific Point for the tiny flowers that we're going to stamp. So we are stamping quite a bit here. We're going to start with the Pear Pizzazz, and we're going to do all of these leaves here first. So ink that up really good, and you're just doing this randomly. So just start stamping and stamp them all different ways, and stamp on and off so it has a more natural look to it. And we're just going to stamp this whole surface here. By the way, this card base is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and you're going to score it at 4 1/4. So it's a basic card. We are going to score one more score when we do our fancy fold here. So we're going to make it a Z fold. And I think I will do this one here. And I think maybe just a little bit of one right here. So we're going to put that aside, and then we're going to go for our peaches. Now the peaches, they're a little bit more involved because I like to color them with 2 colors. So I'm using the Pale Papaya and the Calypso Coral, and this is the stamp here. So I'm going to stamp always first into the pale papaya because the lightest color you want to stamp first. I also have my little chamois so I can clean it after each one. And this is where I'll speed through the peaches. I'll show you a couple and then I'll speed through them because this is what takes a little bit of time. But what you want to do is you want to roll the edges of each peach so it has a little bit of that calypso coral on it, and then we are going to start stamping these. And you're going to stamp them on every one of the leaves. So again, I'm going to get my little chamois out here, and I'm keeping it right out, so every time I stamp into the light, I'm not contaminating it with the calypso coral. Again, you're going to just roll the edges, and every time you do this, it's going to look different. Don't worry, it looks fine. I just love the effect of that. So that's what you're going to continue to do. Just clean it off and do the same process through all of your peaches. Okay, so we have all the peaches done. So don't worry about exactly how it is. I mean, it ends up turning out really cute. Don't worry, be so particular with it that it drives you crazy. So I'm going to take the balmy blue and we are going to stamp the flowers now. So I'm stamping flowers like in between these areas. This does not have to be perfect. You can even go over your peaches if you don't have enough room. Try to keep room in between, but you don't have, whoops, woo. I think I'm going to do one there, maybe one there, maybe two there. Just like that. And then, isn't that pretty? And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to use our tiny ones and we're going to do the Pacific Point, and we're just going to do some little ones here randomly just throughout this whole thing. The Pacific Point really brings out the balmy blue and the other colors on this. So I think, let's try one more over here. There, that's good. I think we're good, but that's what it's going to look like. Isn't that pretty? I love doing this. Making your own paper is just so fun. So I am going to bring up my trimmer here. What am I doing? This way. And we are going to trim at, or we're going to not trim, but we're going to score a 2 1/8 here. Now, so I'm going to score there. And this is where our Z-fold comes in. I didn't have I lost my little scoring part. I need to order one. So this part's going to fold in half and it's going to fold in just like that. And then there you have your Z-fold. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love this peach set. All right, so I already cut my stitched rectangles, and I actually cut a balmy blue and a Pacific Point because I thought I might try the balmy blue on this like this instead of the Pacific Point, but we're going to see what happens. So we are going to set those aside right now. I'm going to stamp the peaches, and we are going to stamp the leaves and the flowers, and we will be ready to go. I also already cut out the little flowers, which are these. Look how tiny. And I just put them on that basic white so I didn't lose them and I could spot them right away. So we're going to do the large peach the same way. We're going to ink that up, and then I'm just going to go right around the edge there, and we're going to stamp that peach. And then I'm going to also stamp the leaf that goes on the top, but we're going to use the pear pizzazz for that. So we are doing a bunch of stamping, but oh my goodness, I love this. Oops. And then last but not least, we are going to stamp the flowers. And I'm thinking maybe I can get them all on this one. Hopefully I can get them all on here and cut them all out at the same time. We'll see. So there's our flowers. Flowers are so pretty. We'll scoot these out of the way and we will bring in our cut and emboss. I thought I might need that other piece, but maybe not. So we are going to cut these all out at the same time. Now, if I was smart, I would have brought up my purple tape, because every time I do this on camera, I didn't need it when I was doing the other one, but you know how it goes. Whenever I'm on camera, this happens. We're going to run these through. See if I can do it. Another thing when you're running through your pieces, if you stagger these plates a little bit, and I'll show you here what I mean in a minute, it runs through so much easier. It was a little tip that I caught from our CEO. She was talking about it on one of her lives, and it really has helped me a lot. So if you stagger it just a little bit like that, like one in further than the other, one further out, either way, try it. It goes through so much smoother. All right, so we have everything ready here. And we are going to go ahead and I'm going to use my wet glue and we're going to put it right here so we can get the leaf on here, and then we can set this aside for a minute. And then we're going to stamp on our basic white with some Pacific Point. We're going to stamp the happy birthday, it's your day. On this one, hopefully, I'm going to get the it's your day on better. I actually did it after the fact. I decided I wanted to add that, and it wasn't perfect, but it's going to work. All right, so we want to keep it close so we have enough room. There we go, that's good. A little bit more space between them, I like better. All right, now we are going to grab our dimensionals. We're going to put on our peach first. Still a little wet. And then we can work our flowers all the way around. So the peach, will go right there. I am popping up the flowers and the peach. The rest of them I'm just putting flat. And I'm going to show you what I did to these flowers also. And then one more down here, and I actually used my Night of Navy, and this is the dark, and I used the little pointed side, and I just put 3 little dots in the center here just to bring out that darker that we have on there. All right, now here's the tricky part. I need my Take Your Pick tool definitely for this. And we are going to put on our flowers. I'm going to do the larger ones first, and I'm adding the glue to this. And I'm just putting a little dab on each one because I don't want to go crazy. So I'm going to put one here. Alright, so what I did next, and if I didn't lose it, I actually colored my basic white baker's twine. I colored it with one of my blends, so you can do not only the ribbon but your baker's twine. This time I used the Balmy Blue, the dark. But last time I used the Night of Navy, that same one that I used for the little dots. So I'm going to just make a little bow here. And we're going to add this to our card. And I'm just going to use a little glue dot, and I'm going to roll it up between my fingers so that it's really small. We can add it underneath here. They always want to stick to me. I'm going to add that right there. I don't know which one I'm going to like better, but I think that let's try doing it with the background with the balmy blue this time, so you can see two different versions. So I'm going to go ahead and add my glue to the back of this. By the way, I am enjoying this glue. It is the Barely Art glue. And one thing I have to totally advise is always keep this little pin they give you in there, because if you don't, it clogs up super, super quick. All right, let's bring our card base back in here. We're going to put that on like that. Oops. And you're only putting adhesive on half of this. And we're going to put it just like that. Hold it down there. If you're using wet glue for a few minutes, you can use the Stampin' Seal Plus. That's what I did on my other one. And then I cut out another one here. This is like as large as this one, and we're going to put this on the inside. So what I do is I just kind of look to make sure it's under, but I use wet glue always. So if I have to move this at all, I can move it. But this is for our sentiment. So I am going to just check to make sure it's under there before I put it down. Press that down, and it fits under there just right. All right, so there you have it. Oh, I forgot one thing. Let's use our 20, 21, 23 in color gems, and I did add a few of the Papaya, the little ones, and I added them to the front of the card as well. So I'm just using 3 of these little ones. I need to get more. I'm going through these like crazy. I love them. So we're going to do one more over here. So now you're done. We're done. All right, here's the other one. Which one's your favorite, the Pacific Point or the Balmy Blue? I think their one's just a little bit more delicate than the other. The other one's a little bit bolder, but they're both pretty, I think. All right, everyone, if you need any supplies, you can shop on my blog at StampingWithAmore.com. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everyone. Bye.